Hey, what's up YouTube? Houston here. Look, if you are a small business owner and you're making less than $10,000 a month, I'm going to tell you where, and your credit isn't the best. I'm going to tell you some of the companies that you may want to consider reaching out to, okay? These are companies that deal with people that are not making over $10,000, because a lot of the companies like Blue Vine and things of that nature, they want you to be making 10,000 plus. And an economy like this is very challenging for some people. I'm not saying it's impossible, but for some people it's very challenging, especially if you're a startup. Okay, so since those companies don't want to work with you, I have some companies that may want to work with you if you have at least a business that's making revenue. I should say it like that. All right. So one of the things that I always tell people is, why not look at PayPal? Okay. So PayPal has two different type of loans. They have the PayPal Business Loan Builder. Okay. So you don't have to have a PayPal account for that, but you have to be in business for at least 9 months. You also have to be generating at least $42,000 a year, which comes to about $3,500 a month, which isn't bad. Okay, they can do a soft pull on your credit to see if you qualify. Usually the credit score they want you to have is about a 620. Now, for those of you that may not have a 620 credit score, one of the options that you do have is if you have a family member or a spouse or a sibling or something like that. And I don't like mixing business with family and stuff like that, but if they know and they support your business, you may want to consider adding them onto the business and allowing them to apply for business funding for you. Okay, business credit cards and business lines of credit. All right, that may be an option for you. Now, the other option with PayPal, they have a PayPal Business Loans. Okay, so there's a difference between a business loan builder and a business loan. The PayPal, basically it's a PayPal working capital is what they call it, the proper term. It's the PayPal working capital. With the PayPal working capital type of loan, you have to be in business 9 months. Your revenue has to only be $33,000 annually. Okay, 580 credit score, no hard pull on the credit, because all of the revenue, say you're sending out invoices through PayPal, and this is what I mean about telling you guys that building a relationship with PayPal, because sometimes it's much easier to get funding from them. Now, again, they don't do a hard pull, but if you have a PayPal Premier account, they want you to be doing 20,000 plus. If you have a business account, it's 15,000 plus. All right, but the average revenue, annual revenue, is about 33,000. Okay, so I would probably look at those if you've been in business at least 9 months. All right, so you're making what, about $3,000 a month or less. So that's not bad for a line of credit or a loan for somebody to give you. Again, we're not really focusing on your personal credit, okay? It's like a merchant cash advance with the PayPal working capital loan, all right? Now, the next lender is Headway Capital. Now, with Headway Capital, you have to be in business for at least a year, but making like $50,000 a year, which comes down to about $4,200 a month. Okay, but they're not tripping off of the personal credit. Okay, so if you're making at least $4,200 a month and been in business for at least a year, Headway Capital may be an option for you. Rapid Finance, they're like a merchant cash advance type of situation, similar to it. With Rapid Finance, you can also reach out to them. They usually, if you have at least a 550 credit score, they do a hard pull. They want you to be in business for 2 to 4 years. However, I have had people with less time than that in business, and they was able to work with them. And they want you to, they want to see business bank account, active business bank account, as well as bank statements. So they probably want to see maybe 3 or 4 months of bank statements. All right. Now, the other lender that you may want to take a look at is the American Express Cabbage. Okay, now here's the thing about it with the American Express Cabbage. I'll give you some of the facts, and then I'll tell you something that I really think that would help you with the American Express Cabbage. All right, there's a Cabbage program, and then there's American Express Cabbage, because Cabbage separated. They sold a portion of their business to American Express, but there's actually a Cabbage loan as well. And I think the Cabbage itself, the Cabbage lender itself, is going through bankruptcy with some of its accounts. Not the Cabbage American Express. The Cabbage American Express, that's a totally separate ordeal because it's under American Express. Okay, so just so that you understand that, with the Cabbage American Express, they want you to have at least a 640 credit score, be in business at least a year, and they want you to be making at least $3,000 a month. So you can see that some of these lenders that I'm talking about, you don't have to have a lot of revenue coming into the business. Some of them focus on time. That's the reason I would tell you guys. I know a lot of you guys may be trying to go get a loan from the banks, but sometimes the banks may not be the best option. You may have to look at some of these alternative lenders to reach out to see if they're willing to help you get some funding. Now, there's another one on the list, and that's DreamSpring. Now with DreamSpring, again, they do a soft pull on the credit. You can be a new business startup with DreamSpring, so with no revenue. Okay, long as because I think DreamSpring operates in maybe about 42 states. Okay, so they're actually funded by the Melinda and Bill Gates Foundation. So that's the reason they're able to be so flexible, because they have all these other big organizations that's funding them, and that will be able to help you qualify for funding. So even if you're a startup, not with the best credit, DreamSpring may be an option to help you get funding for your business. Okay, now I would tell you this in reference to going back to American Express. If I was trying to build a good, strong relationship with American Express, I would open up a business bank account. I would open up a business bank account, and I would open up a PayPal business bank account. And what I would do, I would have money going into my PayPal business bank account. Even if you are having a side hustle, if you have a side hustle and you're invoicing, I would invoice them from PayPal and transfer that money over to my American Express business checking account. The reason is because American Express, they're real big on deposits, they're real big on income. And because they actually see that you have revenue coming into their business checking account, and this is a backdoor hack that most people don't know about, that I've been studying for years in terms of helping people get funding, is that using them, leveraging them, because even with American Express, you're able to get credit cards with a 660 credit score. So why not be able to leverage them for their business lines of credit through that Cabbage program as well? Now, if you have any other questions about business credit funding, personal credit funding, click the link in the description. Schedule a one-on-one consultation. All right, so this is Houston, and I appreciate you. Thank you.